Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and to the bench, and another unboxing. We've already done that one, the Losi Micro-B, and that one, the Kyosho Mini Z buggy. And today we're going kind of to that, but not quite to that. We're going to the WLToys 244016 Vagrant Speedster. They got away with words and names, these Chinese companies. So let's, I just got this in the mail today, or overnight actually. Let's just get it out of the box. It's actually about the same size box as the, alright, so. Come on, buddy. I opened them from the wrong end. Oh, that's fun. Alright, let's, kind of in there. Okay, there we go. Box out of the way. So we get the radio. That looks really tiny. I have a couple of WLToys little four-wheel drive rally cars, and they got massive radios. Oh, this feels like a definite upgrade from that. That is nice and small. Oh, trigger feels not great. Wheel feels decent. Steering therm gyro. Gyro? Does it have a gyro? Oh, that'd be nice. DIY lights, so you can add lights. You have speed, 3 settings, reverse, and yeah, fairly basic, but feels pretty nice in the hand. Okay, what else do we get? We get a plastic bag. Got a little USB charger. That's pretty par for the course. Little screwdriver. Phillips head, a little wheel wrench, some preloads for the shocks, and a manual. Gyroscope fine tuning. So apparently it has a gyro. All right, what else? Nothing in here. Let's get some snips and snip this out. Okay, there we go. That's easy enough. Oh, and it's free. It's free. All right, so the thing with this, oh yeah, that's the first major thing already. So this thing, as far as I know, is basically just a clone of this thing. And this thing, in the other countries, is like 130-ish bucks. I paid 170 with shipping because that's how this country works. That thing has oil shocks. Feels really good. It feels really well built. This thing I got from China, and it does not have oil shocks. That is bouncy. Nice. Other than that, this is apparently more or less, yeah, just a clone of this thing. This, if you're lucky, you pay 120, 130 bucks. I paid way more than that. If you're lucky and you use some coupons and some coins and whatnot on AliExpress like I did, you can get this for less than 40 bucks. I think I paid like 35 bucks all in. And let's get the body off. Bodies are pretty identical. This uses a little body pin in the back. This uses some Velcro. Looks cleaner, but I mean, not by much. Other than that, very similar. Very. Slightly larger electronics, but you also have room for lights, which I guess is nice. Don't know if you really need lights. The wing is identical, except it's see-through on this one. Wheels look very similar. All the bits look extremely similar. Oil shocks, friction shocks. Yeah. Everything looks basically the same. This one has a 050 motor. This one has a 030 motor. So a larger motor on this one. And from my little checking online, yeah, I can see it. This one, the Losi, has an aluminum chassis. And this one has a plastic one. Made to look like carbon fiber, but it's plastic. And the only difference that I know of on these two things is this bit right here, where the gearbox attaches. The Losi one is slightly narrower than this, so you can't really swap gearboxes. You can, but then you have to cut off some little pin thingies. But it's doable, but it's not like 100% just straight swap. Everything else apparently is like shock towers, all kinds of rods and arms and all that. Just swaps right over. I'm curious to see if this one's faster with the larger motor or if it's just a larger motor. That's kind of interesting. But I can see right off the bat that these shocks need either some tuning, maybe some grease in there. I doubt they can hold oil. No seals or anything like that, or O-rings in the bottom, just straight through. You could add some grease probably to get some damping out of them, rather than just... Actually, the front's not too bad, but the rear is really bouncy. I mean, that bounces for days. And then you have the Losi, just planet. Same goes for the Kyosho, by the way. Also oil shocks. That's a whole different price range. So, yeah, I want to get this out. Looks to be about the same size battery. And the same thing where you have to, if you want to get the battery out, you have to unscrew here. It hinges here, which is, why couldn't they... I know Losi already made it like this, but why couldn't like WLToys figure out that, well, a couple of body pins or something like that, and you could just flip it open and get the battery out? Now you have to have a screwdriver, and at least they're hex screws. Wait up. All of these are... They're all hex hardware, as far as I can see. So why do you get a little Phillips head? Where does that go? That's strange. All right. Okay. Yeah, the shocks, they need some work. Other than that, this looks pretty solid. And the good thing is, like, I paid $35 for this. And all the parts from this, or upgrade parts for the Micro-B, can fit on this thing. So my thinking is, I'm just going to run it as it is now. Now I have 3 buggies, one for me and one for each of my kids. So we can set up a track. And I'm going to 3D print some jumps and stuff like that. And probably make some out of wood as well. And make a little course. The thing is, I paid less than 1/4 for this one than I did for this one. If you're in the US or other places where this one's slightly cheaper, you can still get 3.5 of these for the price of this, if you're lucky. And I want to see how good can I make this one with budget upgrades meant for the Micro-B. So that's coming up later once I get some nice parts. It's like motor, maybe go brushless, better shocks, better servo, all that. See how far we can get this thing, how nice we can get this thing. If we can make this thing better than the original for less money total, that'd be sweet. So we're going to try that. But for now, let's just run it as it is. Let's set up a course, run these 3 together. I'm going to get my 2 kids to join me for that. That should be plenty of fun, I hope. That one's probably going to be slow, as far as I know. That's going to be fairly quick. I have no idea how fast this one is going to be. But it's got a bigger motor, so maybe it's faster, maybe... But then again, it's going to bounce all over the place. So run it stock, then maybe add some grease to it, just to see if I can get some dampening in the rear here. That'd be nice. Anyways, let's run that, and then let's run these. Welcome to Tanum Raceway, Larvik, Norway. So before we continue, a quick little message from me. I built a track for it because it didn't feel right to just run it on the living room floor. So I went and did what any sane person would. I went and got some carpet or artificial grass, and I made a track. 3D printed some stuff. I made I made something from styrofoam and expanding foam, and it's a mess, but it kind of works. So let me know what you think about the track down in the comments. If you have any suggestions as how to make it better, let me know. And let's get back to it. Sorry about the sound quality. I don't have my microphone on me, but we'll have to make do. I'm going to show you the difference in turning circle with a 244016 and the Micro-B, the actual one. Because there's a huge difference. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the little Micro-B. Do our right hander around this kind of spray foam. Ooh. Actually, I reckon we can just go around it in pretty tight circles. Yeah. And just that is tight. All right, so let's go over to the clone, which is oops. Try again. It goes wider and wider and there we go. So summing up here, you've seen it on the carpet track, you've seen me unbox it, you've seen me go over it. The 244016 from WLToys. It's just a ripoff of this one, the Losi Micro-B. The only real difference is the mounting for the gearbox, and everything else is pretty much identical or interchangeable anyways. This has oil shocks, this does not. I thought that was going to be an issue, but not really an issue. It doesn't bounce around like I expected it to do. Coming off jumps, it lands nicely. So it's a really great platform to build off of because Losi made a good platform and they copied it. There are, however, some issues here. First and foremost, I'd say, well, there are two issues really. There's the ESC. It comes on really slow. It's kind of hard to get going. Once you have it going, it's fine. It's smooth enough. It's just throttle control is kind of horrible and it's really noisy. The other one is the steering. This thing has the same steering throw in the front as the Losi, but it doesn't have the kind of steering this thing does. The Losi, no issues going around. Hairpins on my little tight carpet track in the garage. This thing, you can't get the whole steering to work. It kind of goes to there or something, like maybe half steering. And I didn't find any endpoint settings or anything like that on the radio. So yeah, maybe a longer horn, something like that, or a better servo, better something. So if you have more room or run it outside, it's fine. It's lots of fun. It's quick, at least for its size, and it's cheap. So I think getting one of these, you can have a lot of fun with them right out of the box and then use it as a platform to upgrade. And I reckon I can make this as good, maybe even better than the original. And this, at least here in Norway, where everything's a bit more expensive, this was more than 4 times the price of what I paid for this. So I mean, I can get one of these, upgrade it, and still come out cheaper than for the Losi. which is what I'm going to do. So if you want to see that, follow along and click the bell thing to see our videos as they come out. Click the like, click the subscribe to keep on top of what we're doing. And I'm going to get to work on this thing. So check out our other videos and follow along, and this will be showing up soon. We'll compare these two, and I also have a little Kyosho Mini Z buggy, which is completely different, but also a lot of fun, and so expensive. So expensive. This is by far the cheapest. Even with upgrades, it's still going to be the cheapest, and hopefully it's going to be awesome. If you have one of these, you have made it better, especially if you have some pointers on the steering, please let me know, because the steering is horrible. Awesome, horrible steering. So, with that said, I'll see you in the next one.